The time is 6 p.m. This March 18th, 2024, regular meeting of the New Caney Independent School District Board of Trustees is hereby called to order. Let the minutes show that all board members are present and that this meeting has been called in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. All items that will be discussed or voted on this evening have been posted as required by state law. I want to extend a warm welcome to everyone here tonight, and we are pleased that you've taken this time this evening to join us. On behalf of the New Caney ISD Board, we're pleased that you have joined us. We celebrate achievement, set goals, listen to reports, approve budgets, contracts, and personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. We're not here to make management decisions or to solve problems of individuals. Management is the responsibility of the superintendent. This is a meeting in the public, not a meeting of the public. As our guest, we welcome you to observe and listen. Again, we're pleased you have taken the time to join us. Thank you for your interest in New Caney Independent School District, and we now ask that you silence your cell phones at this time. Please rise for the invocation to be given by Mr. Turner and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance in honor of the Texas flag to be led by Ms. Prickle.
Please bow. Heavenly Father, we do thank you that you've given us. You thank you for us, whether we've had, thank you for all the many blessings you've given us. You thank you for allowing us to be in the best district in the world for our great students. Our sensible lessons that makes it happen for my eating. Because that's for our kids. You love it great and then send our good men.
And quite a big wing.
So the states that is very well which as this the sun she does the scratch. Our instead that's it. G X say I can get it.
All right. Item 2 on the agenda is recognitions presented by Mr. Calvert.
Yes, sir. We've got a couple of those tonight, and we're going to start off with Miss Beal and Infinity Early College High School.
Hello, guys. How are y'all? Thank you for allowing us to come here today and an opportunity to recognize my folks. I always enjoy this night to celebrate all their accomplishments. They're a little nervous. I don't know why. Need to go to the restroom. I'm not coming tonight, so I'm really excited that they showed up. I'm just going to let y'all know when I say your name, just walk over here, Miss Sykes, and we'll guide you from there. Okay. Ms. Clark, Virginia Clark, is our cafeteria manager. She is not here today, so I just like to give her a shout out. She's new. We tend to train everyone, and today she had students or siblings that were sick, and she needed to be with them to take care of them. So shout out to Ms. Clark, and I'll let her know that we appreciate all that she does for us. Okay. So the first person I'd like to recognize is Mr. Carlos Magallanes. Come this way. Carlos is an incredible young man. I say young man, you'll know why here in a second. He is one hard worker. I love this guy. I had to twist his arm to come tonight, but he needs to hear this and receive it. Some folks might say we took a chance with naming Carlos our head custodian. I immediately knew in my heart, I guess we immediately knew in our heart, that he was the best fit for us. Carlos is the consummate professional. He takes pride in his work and of his IECHS custodial team. Carlos is dependable, trustworthy, exudes kindness, and has a sweet disposition. That's probably not real cool to say, but he has a great disposition. He'll take it. See, he's got a good one. Anyways, Carlos, you're an asset to the Infinity family. Tonight, we celebrate you and your commitment to Infinity. Okay, scoot that way. There you go. That boy. All right. Miss Bolaños. I'm going to put my glasses on. I might be able to read better. I have glasses for my hair and glasses for my, y'all feeling that? You've seen her face next to me for 10 years. We have chosen both to ride off into the sunset after this year. I would not be the principal I am today without Jessica as my secretary. But what folks don't understand, she is more than just my boss, my secretary. She is a mother to a student who can't afford a prom dress. She's the person who selects a struggling senior to get their makeup done professionally prior to prom, helping instill confidence in a broken child. She is the face behind all of the planning of major events, except tonight. Registration, incoming freshman recruitment meetings, graduation, end of year, this and that, top 10 breakfasts, and decorates for all of our dances. She has a heart for these kids that goes unmatched. She is the black and white to my gray. And I can always count on her to remind me of the truths that I need to be reminded of. Personally, I've watched her grow into the most reflective human being, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you for making me better. We're not going to cry tonight, Mr. Castleberry. He says we take the longest because we cry. Y'all know how we are in Infinity. Ms. Castaneda, step forward. This is Nancy Castaneda. Nancy has an unusual role on our campus, but it's so very important. This is Nancy's first year with us, and we created a position to centralize the TSI process and also to embed a support class. TSI is the exam that they have to pass in order to be enrolled in college classes. Nancy is beyond the rock star with quality in her classroom. Her innovative and engaging curriculum that she personally has developed for this very specific class is producing high percentage pass rates. There's a certain weight of responsibility to ensure that we're passing, and Nancy knows that, because if we don't pass, then we don't take college classes, and if we don't take college classes, then we're not in early college. So she's taken this on with full force. Her quick wit, engaging lessons, and strong relationships with students, she's able to bridge the gap between the non-passer to the passer. Nancy, thank you for diving right in and becoming an integral part of what Infinity is all about. We are blessed that you made it to us. Thank you, ma'am. Now the good stuff. Don't be scared. Come this way. Avery, you're up first. Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. Hold on. I was told, since this is my last board recognition, that I can go off script a bit, so please afford me this. Ms. Sykes, will you please hand the flowers to yourself? Thank you. It's been a long day. She had to think, For 8 years, or 7, but it feels really like 12, Ms. Sykes has been my AP. Erica Sykes embodies the essence of a true educational leader, consistently demonstrating exemplary standards in every facet of her role. She serves as the beacon for early college mission, relentlessly advocating for equity and inclusivity in every aspect of our educational practice at the early college. She fosters a culture of continuous improvement, encouraging our educators to embrace innovation and adapt evidence-based instructional strategies, and most importantly, building skills of a professional and being able to reflect on those skills. She nurtures open channels of communication, fostering a collaborative environment where ideas are exchanged freely and feedback is valued. I'm just going to skip to the personal stuff. I will personally miss your special quirks. Go ahead and laugh, Ms. Bolaños. Our numerous meetings of pumping each other up when things might have been rough, and you're keeping it real with Beal. I truly believe that opposites attract and can do amazing things when put to task. I'm so thankful for your professionalism and mostly your friendship. Thank you. Okay, now I'm not kidding. You guys, come on. Avery, come forward. This is Miss Avery Morgan. She is a junior. She is our athlete. I truly have grown to appreciate this young lady's zest and passion. And I say that, here, with this. Oh, there you go. Zest and passion. That's a kind word. What do you think? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Avery is the true embodiment of a student athlete. She excels in the classes and also on the cross-country team. We soon learned we work better together than against each other. Avery is an active participant in multiple organizations on our campus and service leader off campus. And I know that we can always count on Avery for top-notch performances in everything that she does. your coach had to say this about you. She said, we would like to recognize, this is Coach Brenda Burgess, we would like to recognize a remarkable athlete whose achievements have left a permanent mark on the girls' cross-country team. Avery's positive attitude and competitive spirit have been the driving forces behind her success. Her unwavering optimism and determination have inspired all of us, while her relentless drive to win has propelled her to victory. For the second year running, Avery has emerged as the fastest runner at the end of the season, a testament to her exceptional talent and dedication to her craft. Avery, your accomplishments speak volumes about your character and abilities, and we are proud to have you as a knight. Congratulations, Avery, and here's to many more victories in the future. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I'm not going to cry on this one. I'm not going to cry. Come close. I'm going to cry.
Over here.
You, over here, babe. I'm just not even going to look. Last but surely not least, Senior Luis Moreno. You want to read? While we do not technically have a CTE program, I decided to celebrate a win for Infinity and a win for Lewis. Short story, at the end of every year, we have the usual end-of-year awards ceremony. Freshman year, this guy received Principal's Award for Best Smile. Look at it. Show him. Right? Okay. Fast forward to his junior year, and we struggled. When I say we, and stuff, right? Life. Not sure if the academic route was the way he should go. Maybe fell off course a bit, but we kept pace with him. But you see, it's the relationships that are so special here at the early college. I watched it all unfold, and we knew we had to do something to ensure that he left us better than he came to us. With fancy scheduling and many promises on his behalf to me, he will walk out with his welding certificate from Lone Star by the end of the summer. Is that right, Ms. Spencer? I have never been more proud of this guy. The joy I see... You see what you do? You don't even realize it. I know, it's all your fault. The joy I see when he talks about using his hands to create something, or the pictures he emails me to show his finished product after his class. He has pride in his work. He's excited about what comes next, and there is no doubt in my mind that he is definitely leaving us a better man with that same beautiful smile. I'm very proud of you. So don't think. Okay.
Tonight is Miss Babs and the Learning Center.
Thanks, Bill. That was very hard to follow. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, Mr. Katz, but I'm crying, but she got me. All right. Well, my name is Julie Babs, and we're from the Learning Center, and we just want to say thank you for allowing us to recognize these three ladies next to me.
I will tell you, it is very difficult to just pick one person and stay in those parameters. If I could, I would have all 24 staff members in front of me because we truly are a team. And if one of us is not there or we miss them, truly miss them, and our kids miss them. So it was difficult to narrow down. I'll start with Miss Tripp, but my teacher recognition is going to be for Kristen Tripp. She is middle school ELA teacher, and I literally put all of my teachers in a hat, and I pulled a name. And so Miss Tripp was a lucky one, I guess. I don't know. What else do you want to say? I don't know. No, I'm just playing. She has been at TLC for 12 years, which TLC 12 years like dog years. So 49 years? No, wait, I'm not very good at math. But anyway, that's how long she's been there. But before that, she spent 4 years in California. She's also spent 4 years in Virginia. And now she's in the middle of the United States and she's at home. And we're not letting her go anywhere. So just want to recognize Miss Tripp. Like I said, she's our middle school ELA teacher. So she teaches all of the students that are sent to TLC 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So over the years, she has taught several students throughout the district and has helped them attain their goals, test scores, and getting their grades up. We had a student last year, or was that this year? All my years are running together. It was last year, but he mastered his 8th grade reading test. So that was an accomplishment at our campus. So just want to recognize her. And I don't have flowers, Bill. Or candy, Bill, or a t-shirt. I'll buy you a Sonic drink tomorrow. Is that okay? Okay, all right. Sonic drinks, all right. We have to go through, that's the half off, happy hour. Okay, all right. So, Kristen Tripp, thank you. Could I go to that? Yeah, could I go to that side? Oh, here. Am I turning red? All right. I'm sorry, you thinking here, Corey. So, also at our campus, so we have a New Caney Elementary. Where's my friend there? Yes, so New Caney Elementary. We borrow a couple of their cafeteria, child nutrition staff members for the morning and for lunch. And so Miss Becky is our breakfast lady that comes over and helps. And I tell her all the time to quit making those sugar donuts and cinnamon rolls, but she won't listen to me. But anyway, she's there every day with a smile on her face, and she just actually got promoted this year to the child nutrition coordinator. Yes, child nutrition coordinator. So she's right underneath the manager. So she'll be managing something soon. So I appreciate everything she does and her team as well. So thank you, Miss Becky. And then, last but not least, Ms. Jessica Hernandez. She is the first lady of the office because how our office is set up, we have the front office. She's the first lady you see. And so then there's Miss Almaguer, the second lady you see. So the kids say, are you talking about the first lady? So now we just call it, she's the first lady of TLC. But no, she does. She's our backup nurse. She's attendant, translator, scanning, doing anything I ask of this lady, she does it. She does it with a smile and does not throw anything at me or tell me no or anything like that. So I appreciate her, and she also keeps me in line along with, she doesn't help McGee stay in line. She helps McGee keep me in line. So that's a full-time job in itself. So I just want to say thank you to Ms. Hernandez, and she is an integral part of the TLC team. So thank you so much. And then Josefina Preston, she is a custodian. We also have 2 custodians assigned to our building. And so Josefina is one of those ladies. She does a remarkable job. However, she is not feeling well tonight. Actually, all of our TLC staff, I'd say about half of our staff is under the weather, and half of our students were under the weather today. So there's something going on out there. But anyway, thank you for allowing me to stumble through this, and I appreciate your time and support. Thank you.
throwing a curveball in here real quick, but I'd like to recognize Mr. Powell. He's got some cheerleaders with him here tonight, so I'll turn it over to you, Jonathan.
Happy to be here.
All right, perfect. So we're in the recognizing kind of spirit. So I want to recognize these two over here. They were cheerleaders at New Caney High School whenever I was an assistant principal. And so it's been super cool to see them step up and lead, especially Abby. Man, like it's been a heck of a year. She's a new mom, and this is definitely not what she had in mind. When I think I called her in June and I was like, hey, do you want to be assistant cheer? And she was like, yeah, I think I could do assistant. I was like, okay. And then I think September, I was like, hey, what do you think about being the head cheer coach? But she has stepped up in a big way and really led our girls. So I came to you guys a couple, I don't know, 2 months ago, I think, and asked your permission for some out-of-state travel. And so just wanted to come and report the awesome stuff that our girls have done. New Caney High School cheer competed in their first competition this season in October and fell short of qualifying for nationals. Instead of falling into disappointment, the girls rose above and came back in November with a first-place win and a bid to compete in the national championship in Florida. In Florida, the team placed first place in their division to advance straight to the finals round. In the finals, NCHS cheer placed 6th overall with 26 teams in the medium non-tumbling game day Division 1. This was their first time competing in this division. We are so proud of them. In addition to these accomplishments, our cheer team sets the tone for school spirit at New Caney High School. This group of young ladies continuously goes above and beyond, setting a positive example for our campus culture. No one at New Caney High School bleeds blue more than our cheerleaders. I am immensely proud of their achievements and proud to recognize them tonight. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk about the awesome stuff going on at New Caney High School. Thank you, guys. Good job.
Do you want to head on up this way? Got to balance it out. Can't have all blue side of town up here tonight.
Good evening. I don't have all the jokes and, all those things that they have and the emotions. I'm just coming here to ask some permission for a trip. I'm here as a principal of Porter High School just to request a trip that my students and some of my directors would like to take this summer. They're requesting to take a trip to New York. It's our theater teacher, our choir teacher, and our orchestra teacher are looking to take about 30 students along with them and about 8 parents with them to New York. They couldn't be here tonight because they are all getting ready for our one-act play tomorrow. And so today is dress rehearsal for them. So that they're at the school right now. But the purpose of this trip is to, give our students a once-in-a-lifetime trip that a lot of our students would never get to take. But on the other hand, they would get to see 3 Broadway shows. They would get to interact with the cast of the shows, specifically get to go to a workshop with the dance captain from one show and master class on breaking into the theater as a profession in another. And they would also get to see some historical sites there through Broadway. This would cost nothing to the district. This is something that our students and our parents would fund themselves. But we did want to ask permission to take this trip. The dates of the trip are May 28th through June 1st, so our students would not miss any school.
You got me on. There we go. All right. Item 3 on the agenda is consideration of out-of-state trip for Porter High School Theater Arts. Okay, so that's present Mr. Condarco. And are there any further questions for any discussion? Do we have a motion to approve the out-of-state trip for Porter High School Theater Arts? Go ahead, that one. Ty had the motion. Beth, the second. All right. There being no further discussion, a vote will be taken. All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. All right. Item 4 on the agenda is delinquent tax report presented by Ms. Maris Blair.
Good evening. I'm Maris Blair, and everybody knows Jeff McRae, the favorite one as always. Thank you. I'm just going to go real quickly through this delinquent tax report. I'm not going to read line by line, but I'm going to give you some great news. On the first page is an overview of how many owners you have, basically how many deferrals. That's always interesting, and the counts and the tax balance. And then in our collection processes, we do mailings and we do litigation. Right now, we are completely on track with all the delinquent tax roll that was rolled over last year and the prior years. And the next page is going to break it down a little bit more for you. The lovely, colorful pie chart that Jeff puts together every year. That basically breaks down your tax roll by years. And it's always important because we work every year. No, an old year is still a priority to us, just as the new year. But when you get in the older years, you also have some uncollectibles, which y'all are very aware about. With personal property, the mobile home's gone, businesses are closed, but it's still on the tax roll for so many years to be wiped off. So some of those old years are going to be rotating off every year. Also, on the next page is where it's really going to get interesting, where it kind of brings in some of your delinquent tax roll. It did increase. Basically, it was a perfect storm. It's, you got reevaluations. MCAD was behind on homestead. There was a homestead exemption audit, and it could just keep on going. It rolled into a perfect storm, so more delinquencies got turned over to Linebarger. But Jeff has put a program in place, and they are rolling with it, and the collections are on task and on to your yearly projections. So you will kind of see how it increased with that lovely blue line at the very right of that chart. That's your increase in the DTR, your delinquent tax roll. So if you keep on going to page 5, it can kind of show you how we're on pace. The past years, you've had your past year of 2020, tax year 2021, and your tax year 2022. This is only through February. This is only 8 months out of a year, and you can kind of see where they're already on task to succeed and go over what they collected last year. But again, you have a larger delinquent tax roll. And if you go to the very last page, this is what kind of breaks it down, a month-by-month snapshot of every collection from 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So on page 6, right now, with only reporting through February, 2.16 million. Mm-hmm. Past years, 2.3, 1.9, 1.9. So with just projections of looking at the delinquent tax roll and what's out there collectible in their process, you're going to be on pace to about 2.9. So with the increase in your delinquent tax roll, Jeff has examined everything. We know what's going on, and we are on track to collect what we need to collect. So, any questions? All right. It's always a pleasure to come. We love having Caney ISD as a client, and we look for many more years working with y'all. And Jeff gets out of talking then. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Item 5 on the agenda is the superintendent report presented by Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, sir. Continuing our updates on our departments. I've got Brooke Lyles here tonight. Her team giving us a CTE update for that. So, Brooke, come on down.
I'll go ahead and begin as he's pulling that up. Good evening. Thank you for the time to visit with you. My name is Brooke Lyles, and I'm the Director of Career and Technical Education for Caney ISD. The first question that I'm going to ask before I introduce some people is who is CTE for? Who are career and technical education programs for? Really, it's everyone. It's students going to college. The courses prepare them academically, those prerequisite skills and knowledge that need to be learned. Students going to a trade school, not everyone does go to college, and then not everyone goes to a trade school. Many go directly into the workforce. Later in the presentation, I'll share some certifications that our students can earn that will give them some higher wage and direct entry into the workforce. And then just really in general, students needing skills for life. Throughout our classes, there's competition, knowledge, soft skills. Every student in our district and community needs those. For introductions, I've already introduced myself. We have Ms. Hans. She is our CTE coordinator, primarily over all of our data and certification information. We have Christina McMillan, who is our secretary and bookkeeper. In addition, we have our instructional programs team next to her that I get to work with. We have another bookkeeper, Stacy Rampy, and an Agmar manager, Mr. Duke. We offer CTE on all secondary campuses, and we have 110 amazing CTE teachers. We create great experiences each and every day, and most weekends and breaks for our students. Our main focus at the district level is we create processes, procedures to ensure compliance with legislative guidelines. That comes with weighted funding, that comes with seat time required to accept the weighted funding, and how we submit our certifications. We support middle school and high school CTE students and teachers, as well as campus administration through programs of studies, IBC, purchases, travel, equipment. In addition, we train. We provide training for our teachers on anything that they are needing, from curriculum to labor market data. In addition, we send them to industry-specific training, things that I can't provide a teacher culinary training. They need to go and get culinary training from a chef, so we do that as well. Our last main focus is just awareness. We offer career and college exploration courses at each of our middle school campuses. In addition, we have a camp each summer for middle school students to be able to be exposed to CTE. And then we have our advisory committee that consists of parents, students, teachers, administrators, community members, and industry partners. And the purpose of that is simply to strengthen our programs. The key components we'll visit about this evening are our programs of study, our industry-based certifications, which are IBCs, career and technical student organization involvement, which we'll refer to as CTSOs, and the real-world experiences we provide for our students. We're proud to offer 23 programs of study. This is no longer like it was probably when we were in high school, where you had ag, homemaking, and auto. Okay, we have a vast group of programs of study that we offer in the different clusters. And so if you look at an aerial view, a student is enrolled in a cluster. Beneath that, they're enrolled in a specific program of study. And then underneath that is the different courses that we offer. We have a lot of courses in CTE and a lot of very healthy programs. Certifications, we're proud to announce that New Caney ISD students earned 1,100 certifications last year on the dot, which is a huge number. And so we are very proud of our students for that. I'm not going to go through the list of certifications. However, each of our programs of study are aligned with the certification. And these certifications go towards CCMR and accountability for our campus. In addition to the TEA ones, we do have some that we also offer just because it's good for our kids. Hunter's education, boater's education, safety certifications. So TEA may not deem it as a point, but we deem it as valuable for our kids. These are the certifications employers are looking for. I can't tell you the number of students that have left and they're paying for college as a cosmetologist. Just a few things, like from last year's seniors, just to list a few. We have CNAs at Caring Touch, Watermere, Kingwood Memory and Assisted Living, Valley Ranch at the Heights, Memorial Home in the Woodlands, Plantation Assisted Living, PHS EMT students at Kingwood ER, Conroe ER, working in the clinic at Texas A&M University as an air ambulance service. One more area to highlight are public education and training students. We have 6 from last year who graduated and 5 are employed in our district. So, I mean, that's incredible. So that just kind of speaks to some of the different certifications and how they are directly aligned to being employed in our community. Each of those students in their program of study are also allowed to be involved in a CTSO. These are some statistics from last year. 748 students from across our district competed, with 211 receiving individual awards. We had 3 advanced to nationals, over $385,000 awarded in scholarships, project sales, livestock sales, and things of that nature. The logos on the right show the different organizations our students compete in. The real-world experiences that we provide, we continually update our facilities to mimic what they will see in the real world, whether that be through a laboratory setting or equipment. We take our teachers' input and our advisory committee input. We rely on industry partners to work with our CTA programs, guest speakers, donation of supplies, input. In addition to that, training sites for our work-based learning students. Currently, we have 200 New Caney ISD students that are involved in a work-based learning program. That's basically they're working during school or they're leaving early to go to work. For those students, just some examples of some sites, Walmart, Target, the Heights on Valley Ranch, Park Manor, and Humble. New Caney ISD Child Nutrition, our Porter High School culinary students work with them. O'Reilly, CRC Construction, I could keep going on and on. One shout out is to Sorter's Mill, Crippen, New Caney and Dogwood. Our education and training students, actually, that's their training site. And so they're in the classroom with the teacher learning from them. A shameless shout out for Ashley and them for creating a QR code and things where we can get information. We're always looking for more industry partners. We are growing, which is a great thing, but that means our student numbers are growing and our CTE students are growing. So we are looking for more sites, and so that is just a way for people to be able to hopefully join in as a partner for a work-based learning site. Camp Connected, these are just some neat pictures. We are having at the camp again this summer, and these are some neat pictures of students from last year that were able to enjoy the camp. The purpose is exposure. When the students in the 8th grade, they're picking what they want to do in high school, and so we hope they have a more accurate picture of what that may be through just a fun camp. In addition, it helps recruit students. We recognize our students in many ways. 2 that are standouts are the graduation cords. If they earn an IBC, they do allow them to receive a graduation cord and wear it as they walk across the stage. And then last year was our first CTE signing day. And the purpose of this is for our seniors who are completers. That means that they have been in 3 or more courses for 4 or more credits in CTE, and they're continuing that post-secondary, whether it's to the workforce, going to college, whatever that may be. And so those are some neat pictures highlighting our kids from last year. Basically, our future, it's going to be growth. It's going to be industry partners. It's going to be continually evolving programs. Thankfully, our bond passed, and so we're in a good spot as far as the New Caney High School CTE building. The West Fork Phase 2 is massive in CTE, and we have some renovations and additions that we need to happen at Porter High School as well. We look forward to growing partners and relationships within our district. And do you have any questions? Yeah.
Class at New Caney School of Man. You know, through that experience, this why I have my degree that I have now. So it's hard to kind of put that into words. So thank you for what these programs create. Thank you for supporting it and it as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later. All right. Next, gonna ask Tony Bullock to come on up. I believe it was at our January meeting that you guys requested some information. Just basically how to do business with the community. And so I've asked Tony to put the presentation together, and at the end of it, she'll basically show us, how to get on the website and so the profit as cost for liberty.
Thank you for allowing me time this evening to speak on a small piece that encompasses the purchasing department, which is vendors. Our department's purpose is to support the campuses and departments of the district in their quest to procure supplies, materials, equipment, and services needed to educate the students of our district. In doing so, we strive to provide the district with resources from over 14,000 vendors across a platform of 20 cooperatives. So we've been asked, how do you do business as a vendor with New Caney ISD?
I would like to preface before diving into the bulk of the material tonight by saying here at New Caney ISD Purchasing, we follow TEC 44.031 subchapter B, which states the following requirement: that purchases by school districts that are $50,000 or more in a commodity category aggregately over a 12-month period shall be competitively bid. If the vendor's goods or services fall into a commodity that competitive bidding is required, the district must use a vendor that has complied with the bidding process either through a cooperative or through NCISD's bid process. Therefore, a completed and returned vendor packet does not constitute acceptance as an approved bidded vendor for New Caney ISD. This does exclude produce and fuel. So there's two different topics whenever we talk about potential vendors. We speak on cooperative vendors and non-cooperative. So vendors who are or are not working with someone in the district but would like to do business with NCISD and are on a cooperative fall into one category. And then we have vendors who are or are not working with someone in the district but would like to do business with NCISD that are not on a cooperative. So the cooperative vendors, each one of these is handled differently in our department between those two. They're vendors who are or are not working with someone in the district but would like to do business that are on a cooperative. And when we say cooperative, we're referring to one of the 20 cooperatives that the district participates with currently. These vendors can solicit their services to the campuses and departments, letting the secretaries or end users know that they are on a cooperative that the district participates with. Should they find a campus or department who wants to utilize them, they will provide the necessary vendor packet for completion to that potential vendor. Once completed, the end user requests them in the ERP system and emails the packet back to purchasing for completion. So then we have the vendors that are not on a cooperative. And for those, they would have to fall into a commodity that we utilize aggregately as a district whole under $50,000 for the year, and a campus or department would have to have a need for their product or services. This is confirmed by the end user using an internal commodities expenditure spreadsheet that's updated weekly or by confirming with our department. Once that's done, then the procedures for building the vendor in the ERP system are the same as a cooperative vendor. For Ion Wave, New Caney switched over to an eBid system last summer, and we've utilized it since then, and it's amazing. Vendors can actually go on to our website through Ion Wave and register as a supplier. Once they have registered, they choose a commodity that their company provides the product or services for. So in the future, whenever we put a bid out with New Caney ISD through Ion Wave, it notifies them that there is a potential bid opportunity for their company. And at that point, they can either choose to respond to the bid or submit a no response. So on the website, we have a portal for the Ion Wave where the vendors can go under purchasing. On bid opportunities. And so it gives the vendors a little blurb there as far as what the process is for our department. There's a link that they can click. It says to register, click here up at the top. And they can go on there. They can build their vendor in the system, put all of their information, all of their W-9s. They'll select their commodity. And like I said, whenever we put a bid out through that system, it'll notify them that there is a bid opportunity. We also have previous bid opportunities that are listed up underneath there. So if a vendor does not want to register in Ion Wave as a supplier, they don't have to. They can still access the bid by clicking on that link and then clicking on current bid opportunities. There's a tab that they can click on. If they still choose to submit a paper copy, we still accept those as well. They just have to follow the same rules of being in before the due date and opening time. Anytime that we do a bid, we have our ones that we have now that are out. And if you look up under the cooperative purchasing, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, we actually have an approved bidded vendor list. And the first 4 to 5 pages of that are just bids that the district puts out here for our community to allow our local vendors to get on that. We don't ever want to exclude our mom and pop shops. Of course, we want to encourage that as much as possible. So this is a way that we do that by putting that out there, allowing them to bid. A lot of times getting on a bigger cooperative, there's other fees and stuff involved. And so this is a way that they can cut that cost, but we can still do business with them. Does anyone have any questions on vendors or how to do business with anything?
I think you might have just alluded to it, but did you say there's a cost to suppliers on Ion Wave, like if they want to?
Not on Ion Wave. There are certain cooperatives that charge a percentage fee to the vendors whenever we utilize them. And so a way for them to mitigate that fee is to get on one of our local bids.
Yep. Very good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
All right. One more thing. Dr. Ballard, I'm going to ask you to go to the start stop time section of our website. Back in October, we announced that we're going to be making a shift for the 24-25 school year regarding our dismissal time. And, this was obviously to accommodate a 3-tier bus system. We all lots of reasons for making these changes, but we definitely recognize and realize it's a change that not everybody's going to be happy. I promise you, we did not wake up one day and decide to do this. But however, we're listening to the feedback, and one of the most consistent feedback that we heard was specifically from our elementary parents. Originally, when we made that announcement, we were going to allow car riders to be dropped off at 7:55. Currently, the doors open for them at 7:35, and so visiting with elementary principals, we're meeting in the middle at 7:45. So those guys, that an important designation though, that's opening for car riders. The building itself, the front doors, if you want to walk in the front door and drop off some birthday cakes, you're gonna have to wait till 8 o'clock. But as far as those doors for the car riders, those will open at 7:45 because we realized that need was there. We heard you, and so we, working with our principals, we felt that was a good meet in the middle compared to where we are now, where we're going to go. And so we will open the doors for car rider drop off at 7:45 next year. Wanted to update y'all on that.
I got a question. Good with it? All right. Item 7 on the agenda, reports proposals of board members. Ms. Crippen will provide an update from the Legislative Affairs Committee meeting.
Legislative Affairs Committee met 2 weeks ago in our meeting of the 2023 legislative priorities and the results of the ADA County session. And then we pivoted to future discussion and discuss topics for the 2025 legislative session. And those topics include school safety and security, teaching, both curriculum maintaining of teachers and staff, max during the student enrollment. And our basic meeting again in May, and we will have a the start of that meeting. Our State Board of Education member, Audrey Young, will attend emptying us there.
Any other reports, proposals? Any other? Yep. All right. Item 8 on the agenda is the consent calendar, consisting of the consideration of minutes, consideration of finance reports, consideration of purchase reports, consideration of personnel reports, consideration of instruction reports, consideration of revisions to the, actually, we're going to pull 8, 7. Those are not ready. So 8, 7. So port operating guideline. So that one's going to be pulled until we have final.
8F, yeah.
7F, excuse me. Here, correct. So, 8F, yeah. All right. Are there any questions or further discussion? Do we have a motion on the consent calendar as presented? A motion by Mr. Trout and a second by Ms. Harrell. There being no further discussion about what we taken, all those in favor, please signify by raise your hand, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. Item 9 on the agenda is consider and take possible action to pursue a sanction for contract abandonment by Counselor Ben's Branch Elementary, presented by Christy Gates.
Good evening. Just want to bring this action item before you, trying to be consistent with our past action regarding contract abandonment. Unfortunately, we do have a counselor at one of our campuses who has chosen to leave the profession. Here, so close to the end of the year, we did some counseling with that individual to try to encourage them to finish out the year, went over the ramifications of contract abandonment, and unfortunately, we are here tonight to move forward with what has been our normal practice of pursuing sanction or recommending sanction to State Board of Educator certification. So this is just our attempt to continue to be consistent and make sure that our educators in all capacities are fulfilling their contractual obligations.
Are there any other questions for the discussion? All right. Do we have a motion to pursue a sanction for contract abandonment by Counselor at Ben's Branch Elementary? I had a motion by Ms. Harrell and second by Angela. There being no further discussion, a vote will be taken. All those in favor, please by raising your hand and say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carries. Thank you very much. All right, item 10 on the agenda is closed meeting. The board will now adjourn into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551074 for the purpose of personnel matters, Government Code 551.071 for attorney consultation, and Government Code 55.072 for deliberation regarding the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Any action as a result of the closed session discussion will take place after the board reconvenes at open meeting. The time is now 6:53 p.m.
Banking and discuss amendments, extension, contract, and superintendent schools. Everybody, are there
Questions? Further discussion?
or contract? Do we have a motion to free the amendments and extension of contract to school?
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Scott and second by Ms. Crippen. There being no further discussion about will be taken. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. I have number 12 on the agenda. Is teacher discussion topics. Are they teacher matters to be considered if place not be your attendance? There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 2:43.